I normally get everybody warmed up with something standing, but today, if it's at all possible for you, we're gonna come into more of a quadruped position. So hands and knees, or hands on desk, or elbows on desk, something along those lines, just to let gravity pull at you from a different angle, because whether you're sitting or standing at your desk, you're probably in somewhat of an upright position a lot. So let's let gravity pull on us slightly differently. And we're going to start off with some pointer dogs or bird dogs, which means that I'm going to lift my right leg and my left arm. So we've got some alternating sides going on here. And then down. Engage my core, draw my belly button in tight, lift up through my pelvic floor, in through sides of waist, and switch sides. Draw everything in a little bit tighter, and then alternate. Now you can go back and forth at your own pace. This could be a lot of brain work if you're just getting used to it. You could also pause at the top, squeeze your heel and your thumb up a little bit higher, and then come down. As you're doing this, thinking about keeping your shoulders squared to the floor underneath you, as well as your hips. Think about keeping your back flat and neutral. Neutral is probably a better word than flat because I don't want too much of an arch, too much of a round. I don't want to have my head looking up too high or down too low as I'm doing this. Beautiful. And then from here, reach up towards the ceiling with your left hand, getting a nice little twist, but also strengthening because we're pulling ourselves into that twist using our own muscles, and then switch sides. You can hang out here for a couple of breaths, trying to increase the twist every time you inhale, exhale, and every time you inhale, you're going to lengthen through your spine, or you can go back and forth with every breath. So that would mean that changing my angle, that would mean that I inhale, lengthen through my spine, exhale, twist, inhale back to center, exhale, twist. So choosing your own frequency can help you tailor this to yourself and get you more comfortable and enjoyable exercise. When it's comfortable and enjoyable, it's also more likely to be productive. You're more likely to stick to it. Beautiful. So now, staying in this same quadruped kind of position, hands and knees, hands on desk, elbows on desk, whatever works for you. You're going to do a little bit of cat-cow. If you have your elbows on your desk, it might be nice to bend your knees, or you might feel perfectly comfortable with them straight. You could also come up onto your hands here, or knuckles if you've got grumpy wrists. All we're going to do is arch our back, thinking about driving the arch into the middle and upper back, pushing the back of your head back as well, and thinking about a nice big inhale here. And then exhaling, rounding, particularly through your lower back, getting a nice round tucking through your tailbone here, drawing your chin in towards your chest, and taking a gloriously powerful exhale, letting all that air out. And then you're just going to alternate at your own pace here. Inhaling, thinking about having a nice broad chest as I inhale, so moving my shoulder blades out, broadening through my shoulders, pushing my chest forward through my hands a little bit. And then rounding. Not rounding so much through my upper back, although I am great at that, but also driving that rounding into all the parts of the spine. And tucking chin in towards your chest. Beautiful. One more in each direction. Being really mindful of your body, receiving that feedback that it's giving you of this feels great or this feels terrible or what the heck are we doing here? Taking that feedback and using it to make movement more enjoyable. Beautiful. All right. From here, we're going to do a little forward fold. So if you have your hands on something, you can absolutely keep them there and support yourself. I'm going to be driving my tailbone up towards the ceiling, so I'm leading with my belly button here. And then if you need more room, you can walk your hands down your legs to get yourself the stretch that's right for you. If you're on the floor on hands and knees, pop up into a downward facing dog and stretch back. Or pop up into a plank and stretch back into a downward facing dog position will be best for you. From here, go ahead and take one knee, straighten it out as much as possible. For me, that's going to be my right leg is straight, and I'm going to bend to the left leg, dropping my left hip and bending through my right knee and my, oh, sorry, goodness. Let me try that again. Right leg stays straight, left leg bends, left hip drops. Exploring that stretch, you can work in and out of it, or you can just hang out there, rocking back and forth a little bit, feeling how that changes the stretch. And switching sides. So now my left leg is straight, my right knee is bending, and I'm dropping through the right hip. If it feels tense or nervy or uncomfortable in any way, either work in and out of it or just skip this part. Listening to your body is a wonderful way to start respecting it and to respect it more often. Beautiful. All right, so now coming on up, we're going to come into a bit of a lunge position. So to do this, I'm going to take my right foot, see if I can keep my legs straight this time. Right foot forward, left leg back. I'm going to tuck through my pelvis, so like my hips are a wagon wheel and I'm rolling them back. I'm going to tuck my tailbone underneath and feel maybe just a little bit of a stretch starting in my left hip. So the leg that's going back should also feel a stretch in the front. If I would like to, I can also start bending through the front knee to increase the stretch. Pay attention to your left hip. Drive it forward. And then take that left hand and reach up and over. If you would like to stabilize yourself with your other hand, you absolutely can. Or if you would like to leave this part off, you can do that too. Take a lovely deep breath. And when you're ready to exhale, come back to the center and we'll switch sides. So now my left leg is going forward. My right leg is stepping back. I'm tucking through my pelvis here. Beautiful. Settling in for just a moment. Then I decide if I want to intensify a little bit. Maybe bending through the right leg. Maybe driving my right hip forward. And maybe adding the arm. So my right arm is coming up and over. Just to make this stretch a little bit more glorious, get in there. But if you've got tight hip flexors, this might not feel good. And in which case you could totally skip it and still be receiving benefit. Wonderful. Whenever you're ready, come on out. You're going to stand up nice and tall. Feet a little wider apart than you would normally, because we're going to do a side bend next. So what that means is I'm going to reach my arms all the way up. I'm going to engage my core, so I'm protecting my back by using my muscles to keep me safe. So drawing belly button in, lifting up through the pelvic floor, and then I'm tipping over to the left. Now this is another one that you can work into the stretch and out of the stretch, especially if you don't feel particularly comfortable or stable coming to the side. While doing this, you want to make sure that you are staying nice and stacked. Your shoulders are staying square to the wall behind you. Same with your hips, almost like you're between two imaginary panes of glass. So I've got a pane of glass in front, pane of glass behind, and I'm staying perfectly between them. And if it feels good, I can grab onto my right hand with my left hand and pull myself into the stretch a little bit more. Take a really lovely deep breath here. And use that deep breath to open up the spaces between each of the ribs. And come up to center. Go ahead and shake out your arms a little bit. Do some shoulder rolls. Wonderful. Let's bring our arms up and we'll do the other side. So if you were working in and out of this on the first side, as we're tipping over to the left, you might want to do that on this side as well, just to at least acclimate. And then if you feel comfortable and you want to stay here for a while, hang out, see if you can get deeper and deeper into the stretch. That's fine too. Double check your posture. Make sure you're staying in between those two imaginary panes of glass and you've still got your core engaged. If it feels good, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand and pull yourself into the stretch. Take a really lovely deep breath. And come on out whenever you're ready. Bring your arms down to the side. And go ahead and take your hands, clasping them behind your back, drawing your knuckles down, and using this to open up through your chest. You could double check your posture by making sure that your ears are staying stacked on top of your shoulders and you aren't getting this forward head posture that's compensating for trying to open up through the front of your body. From here, just take a few shoulder rolls. It's a very small movement. Hopefully you could see on your screen all right. But doing some shoulder rolls, opening up through the chest. Nice. Stay in a comfortable position with your hands still behind your back, or if that feels like a bit much, you could certainly reach down towards the floor, but reaching actively down. I'm going to have my hands behind my back here and dropping left ear towards left shoulder. Take a lovely deep breath here. Inhaling, thinking about lengthening through your neck, even though I'm tipping my ear over to my shoulder, still lengthening through my neck. Like each one of the vertebrae could get a little bit more space in between. And then exhaling, seeing if I can drop my ear a little bit closer to the shoulder. Come on up. So you're back to the center, and then same deal. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder. Nice. Continue that cycle, thinking about lengthening, and then settling into the position. Coming back up to center whenever you're ready. Wonderful. Go ahead, and we're going to do more shoulder rolls. This time, if you're able, put your hands on top of your shoulders and draw the biggest circles you can with your elbows, just to mix it up with the shoulder roll a little bit more. See if we can get some more parts involved here and change the stretch a little bit. Nice. From here, come out to goalpost arms, draw your elbows back in space as much as possible, and keeping the elbows back, reach up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in here, and exhale the elbows back down. Reset by drawing the elbows back in space again, making sure the shoulders are low, even though the hands are going to reach up high. Bring your hands up, take a really deep inhale here. And exhale the hands back down. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you had a nice movement break, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Take care, everybody.